What up? Welcome to the vlog of the week. We are going to Madison, Wisconsin to visit one of my dear friends, Anna. Life updates to start. So I'm officially an Orange Theory coach, which is literally so exciting. Something I've been working on since essentially August, which it is currently towards the end of October. Or I guess it is the end of October. Halloween's this weekend. And yeah, very excited. A lot went into it. I had to get ACE certified. I ended up doing the group fitness instructor certification. I thought it fit my interests better. So I did that, got CPR and AED certified, and then had to go through Orange Theory's internal training programs. So it's official, I'm done with all that jazz, which is literally so exciting. And yeah, I'll be starting to coach and on the schedule starting next week. So that's my biggest life update, and probably my only one. Yeah, so it feels very good to wrap that nicely up. I just had my mic audition where someone came and watched me coach a class on the mic and gave me feedback. So I just had that a few hours ago, so now I'm on my way to Madison. And yeah, just going into the weekend with an open mind, nothing really to do other than enjoy myself and relax, which is something I try to do every week. I really try to grind during the week and then give myself time off on the weekend to seriously just restore and enjoy and just be. Sometimes works better than other times, but I really try to not have much school, much work, much anything else to do over the weekend other than to just enjoy my time and be alive. So, without further ado, cheers to the weekend.
money with you. Let's just ignore the news. I know you know that California sure would be nice if we knew what to do. My money with you. Let's just ignore the news. I know you know that California sure would be nice if we knew what to do.
See ya.
Anna is currently earning her nickname Kibble. This is Kibble.
Too many guys think I'm a concept, or I complete them, or I'm gonna make them alive.
I will. My eye is watering. Hello, I'm back home. Losing my voice a little bit after this weekend, but I just watched 2 episodes of You, and now I think I just want to have a chill rest of my Sunday, enjoy the sun while it's up, and sit outside on the porch. Okay, so I thought the perfect way to end out this vlog would be to share some November goals that I've set and the process that I did set those goals in.
I think that this is a great time. November is a great time to set goals because you have 2 months left of the year at that point. So, and especially for me, I felt like October just got crazy. It flew by and I had so much on my plate with all like the coaching stuff and getting certified and all of that. Like, I feel like when I get busy, all of my like rituals and the stuff that I do to work towards goals kind of goes into autopilot, and some of the things that are important in my routine just kind of get kicked out of the routine. They just kind of go away because I'm busy and because I'm stressed and thinking about other things. And so I feel like I really want a reset for right now before I go into the next 2 months, in the last 2 months of 2021, to just kind of refocus myself, recenter myself, and, you know, just move forward in a good way. So all of this process I followed along with a YouTube video, which I will link below, but it was super helpful and super based with research, I guess, which for my analytical brain just makes so much sense. So that's what I followed. I will link it below. So the first step that's mentioned in that YouTube video for setting your goals is to pick a like umbrella word, or a word that you want to describe the feeling for your next few months. And so the word that I ended up choosing was like romance. So I just want the next few months to feel very, I guess, just like romantic. And in the sense that I mean that in, it's not really probably the way that like you would normally mean that when you would say romantic, but I want it to feel like, I want to feel like so in love with like my life and myself and like my circumstances and everything like that. Like, I think, as you guys know, I'm going abroad in January, and so for me it's been very easy to like look forward to that and just be like, oh well, when I get abroad then I'm gonna have this absolutely like romantic life of like doing all these things, blah blah blah. And it's like, I've really just been looking so forward to it, but I don't want to wish away my time right now. Like, I have 2 months until then, you know, so I want to try to feel as romantic as I can living in Iowa City, going to school, being a student, going to work, like all those things. Like, I want to, you know, feel just very loved and very supported and very romantic, I guess, in all of that. So that's the word that I chose. So yeah, I chose the word, and then I ended up journaling like about why I chose that word and basically everything I just explained to you, but I wrote down. And then for the second step, you can do some life clarifying activities, is what they call it in the YouTube video. Basically, I made a start and stop list where I just go through like things that I currently do that I want to stop doing, and a list of things that I want to do more of or want to start doing in like my routine and stuff like that. So I'll just list off a few things that I put. For start, I want to like start making more intentional time to just like be me and to just like do nothing. I feel like I always underestimate how long everything takes. So by the time I like get into bed and have nothing to do, then like I'm just exhausted. I just want to create more time like in a schedule to just do nothing and just be. And then I kind of already touched on this one, but with that romanticism in my mind, I want to start finding joy in doing like school tasks and homework, because a lot of the times I like dread doing all of that stuff, and I'm like, I just want to do things that make me happy, and that's not school. But like, as a student, like I have to do school, so I want to try to find ways that I can like find joy and find happiness in doing school stuff, even when it's not fun, like doing long readings or writing papers or homework or any of that stuff. It's not always fun, but I want to try to find ways to make it fun. And on my stop list, one of them that I put was I want to like stop obsessing over the future, because I think it's a fine line that I've noticed. Like, I love manifesting and love thinking about my future, and that does definitely help me with like setting goals and like being motivated and stuff when I think about my future. But at the same time, like, it is a fine line, and I don't want to sit here and obsess over it. Like, I do want to stay present. And if I'm like thinking so much about the future, just like obsessing over it. Like, I'm completely missing the present moment. So that's definitely something I want to stop doing in order to start being more present and enjoying like where I'm at right now. And then the next exercise that I did was creating an anti-vision, which basically you just write out what your life would look like in like 3 to 5 years if you didn't do any action further than like what you're currently doing. So basically, if you kept doing exactly what you're doing right now for 3 to 5 years, where would you be? And this was an interesting like thing that was prompted by that YouTube video. And I just never think of stuff like this. Like, normally when I think about like my future, I have like a very clear image in my head, and it to get there would have a lot of other steps in between. So it was really interesting to like try to picture my life, you know, if I were to just do exactly what I'm doing right now for the rest. I don't know, just interesting. And then after that, you kind of flip it and turn it into, okay, now how are you going to not end up in that spot? And then, you know, that in turn like brings you to like the actual vision of like what you want your life to be, if that makes sense. So I did that. And then you go through and write what your perfect day would look like. So with this word in mind, like for me, romantic, with like what would my perfect romantic day be like? So went through and detailed an entire day of how I would feel and like what I would be doing and all of that stuff. And then after that, I take all of that pre-work that you do, and then you kind of do that and accumulate like a brainstormed list of goal ideas. So that's what I did. Just created some goals based on like the perfect day that I wrote out, and you know, took all the common pieces and put it into a list. And then from there, you can write your goals. So I'll share one of my goals with you guys. One of the goals that kind of encapsulated a lot of the like mini little goals that were on my brainstorming list was to create and follow a general daily time template. I think that would be huge for me. You guys know that I'm like super spontaneous and I enjoy that. And so I usually tend to be against like having a daily schedule, because it makes me feel very like constricted and feel like that I don't have any spontaneity and that I don't have any like freedom to just do whatever I want. So I usually don't follow a very strict schedule, although I do have stuff on my calendar like work and like school. Like I have stuff written out, but I want to just create a more general time template to follow where I think it'll keep me on task as far as like schoolwork and stuff like that. And then I think it'll end up actually giving me more freedom in like the evenings, let's say. So like, let's say I like create this template where I wake up, work out, go to class, do all my homework, and then I have like the rest of the evening free. Whereas now I like don't have a laid out template for the day. So I'll go work out, and then I'll come home and like hang out and like not really do anything, go to class, and then after that I'll kind of again just like kind of hang out, and then I'll be like, crap, I need to do something, I need to be productive, I have so much school to do. So then I'll like do a little bit of school, and then I'll be like, okay, well, I'm tired. And then instead of like having a whole moment at night, I'll end up just like getting in bed and maybe doing a little thing. Like I might read a little, or I might like watch an episode of a show or watch YouTube or whatever. But it just feels very like, I always feel like defeated by school, because I feel like I never get enough done. So where I'm going with this whole spiel is that I feel like if I make a time template and then like a to-do list, it'll feel like more manageable, and then hopefully I'll be able to then incorporate the spontaneity in my evenings. So anyway, that's my plan. I think obviously it's fun to share, and hopefully it's fun for you guys to hear, but I also think it's very important to just speak this stuff out loud. I obviously wrote it all down in here, but also to be able to like share it with you guys and just honestly speak it into existence. I'm excited to put it out there. Yeah, now I have it like in recording, so I can come back and look at it and see if I actually have made progress with this. Also, I want to note that I'm not like fully done. So once you set your goal, like that's not the final step. I also want to make the template and make the plan that I'm going to be following in order to actually achieve this part. But yeah, thought I would share this start with you guys because it is November 1st. And I'm super excited. I do love November. Like, it's just fun. I always love the month. I feel like every month is such a good special like theme. Such as me. I think I want to get back. Last spring I always made like a Pinterest board of just like, it's kind of like a mood board but for the month. I think I want to do that again because that was really fun. So maybe I'll do that. If I do, I'll share it on my Instagram. So if you don't follow me there, be sure to go follow me at Lindsey Soderberg. And yeah, I had so much fun hanging out with you guys. Hope you had a great Halloween, and let's kill it in this November. Love you.
It's the lullaby straight to the morning. Oh, how we keep it going. This love is only moments, girl. And you know I'm carrying the world. So just put me like the side boy, save me from all of